Hey guys, it's me, Crow from Team Ghostly Snails, and I'm here to show you my zombie deck. I was supposed to be in Philadelphia Regionals, but I couldn't make it due to personal reasons. But I'm going to show you the deck list I was going to take to Regionals.
Go.
For the monsters, we play 2 Glowplume, 2 Banshee, and 2 Beldrock out of the new structure deck.
Why not 3?
Because when you run 2 Beldrock, it's the sweet spot for every deck so far, and I'd rather not open hand a Beldrock and having to waste effects to discard them. Because they are good. They recur themselves when you have Zombie World on the field. They get rid of problematic monsters, and they also can shoot cards out of the graveyard. They make a lot of your job easier. Banshee lets you, on field, she protects your Zombie World, and when she's in grave, she has a quick effect where you can banish her and activate Zombie World from deck, which is always helpful if you need to pull into like some sweet combos or need an extra target for Foolish. And you run the 2 Blooms because they bring out the Beldrock, and you never really got to complain about it because you can also just normal summon this, go into Linkuriboh, and basically get 2 monsters for the price of 1.
But isn't it usually 1 though for the bulb?
This bulb says for Linkuriboh it's a level 1. It's just a level 1, and he needs to just be sent to the graveyard in general. So you can also there's a lot of bullshit you can do with him. You also run 1 3 Unizombie, the bread and butter of every zombie deck.
The bread and butter.
You discard, you Foolish Burial. He's a tuner, level 3. He can also gain and give he can give levels. It's amazing, and I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain why you have to run 3 of him. For Shurinuis, we run 2 Shurinui's Solitaire and 1 Shurinui's Spirit Master. He always brings up the combo for Unizombie, and he's in here because of the trap I play, where if you banish it, you can also use Gozuki to banish him, and you get a free pop.
Gozuki, Meizuki, Mizuki.
He always gives you free. He also gives you free destruction, so it's always good to have in the deck.
Well, we do love that shit for free.
Yeah, we do love for free cards. That's fully endorsed here. He gives you free pops, and also he's a free card to like banish if you don't want to banish anything important in grave. We have 3 Mizukis because recursion constantly, Foolish Burial target. He's your target for basically almost every single combo.
Translation to Circle of Life, ladies and gentlemen.
We have 3 of him, and we also have the 1 Gozuki, only because extra Foolish, and his second effect makes this deck way more powerful now, where you can banish a zombie and summon out a Beldrock from hand if you ever break it. So he can really unbreak your hands. We do unfortunately run some hand traps, but a lot of it's inconsistent.
Unfortunately.
We run 2 Ash Blossoms, 2 Effect Veilers.
Isn't it usually 3 Effect Veilers?
I like running 2, because it always comes up whenever I need it, and I'd rather not draw into him constantly.
True.
1 Skullmeister and 1 DD Crow.
What's Skullmeister do?
Skullmeister is Bell without the extra. It's just straight, a car activates in graveyard, you drop him and negate it.
You should let me borrow that one there.
I wish I had more.
I wish I had more.
If I could change anything up, I would keep this. I would just switch the DD Crow out with another Skullmeister, but at the same time, this also works out the best for me.
But it still works either way, though.
It does. It truly does. But it makes a lot of the fighting. You can always draw into 1. You mainly draw into these. These rarely come up, but when they do, it always hits its mark.
True.
So you never complain about that. For the last monsters that we play, the other hand trap, the honest of the deck, 2 Frolin. For some reason, I saw like a lot of people play 1. I don't know why. To me, that's stupid.
Because you don't really need that much.
Well, it does come up because even on your opponent, if you go into and with this deck, you always go slow game. So she gives you a free special summon on your opponent's turn, and you get to keep some monsters alive. So like if you have a Uni on field and someone tries to run over it, you just summon Frolin and keep it alive for that turn.
Right.
So it's always helpful. And if you just need 1 zombie just to cuck your opponent, I'll take that. I'd rather have 2 of her than 1.
True.
This is the 1 tech I really shouldn't have, 1 Inspector Border, for the mirror match. This is for specifically mirror matches. And in case if I'm playing against decks that revolve around Solomon Great, stuff like that, because he makes monster effects useless. So if you slap him on board in the mirror match, your opponent literally has to scoop if they're playing zombies. Because that way they can't play anything, they have to constantly recur. And you're going to definitely recur out of them. For the spells, we run 3 Zombie World. There's really no other reason. Just because everything becomes a zombie and it enables most of your deck. 2 Instant Fusion. I would like to play it at 3, but it doesn't come up like that, so 2 is the best number in this deck. 2 Call to the Grave. I don't run the 3rd one because I already have Skullmeister in deck, so you don't really
so
have
it makes up for it, basically.
Yeah, so it basically makes up for having not a 3rd one. 1 Burial from a Different Dimension. This card is utterly broken in this deck. Because I had a game where literally I already used the Beldrock on their turn to recur it. I had 1 in Grave, and I had 1 in deck in a Bloom. I played Zombie World, I activated this, sent the Bloom from Banished back into Grave, and because Bloom's effect when it's sent to the graveyard in general, I rebanished Bloom for another Beldrock. And I also got to keep 2 more Mizuki, so it's very good in this deck.
That's just evil for you.
I need to start looking at the ban list more for it, so the cards I do have ones of, 1 Foolish Burial,
obviously,
1 Super Poly, a Monster Reborn, a Book of Life. These are the other ones of.
These obviously make sense for any of you who do not understand.
Yes, these do make sense.
But please explain Super Poly.
Super Poly in this deck is so good because you can make anything into a big, beefy.
And you can touch your opponent's monster like they never touched before.
And here's the best thing about it: they can't negate this. They cannot stop it.
They
can
cannot
try
respond
anything,
to it at all.
and it's amazing. And in case I know a lot of people don't play Book of Life, but Book of Life is a.
They should for zombies.
Well, here's the thing, because they usually play this and they think Mizuki is the best thing ever, which it is. But this is also a second.
You should always play Book of Life for zombies.
Yes, you should. Because
if you don't,
Book
then
of Life,
there's something wrong.
Well, here's the thing: Book of Life is the second monster reborn for any other zombie.
That's true, and plus you can touch your opponent's monster in the graveyard, so they don't get it back.
Yeah. And for traps, I will always run 6, 3 Shiranui Swallow Slashes. What this card does is you tribute a zombie monster, destroy 2 cards, banish another Shiranui card. This in hands with Spirit Master is basically a free combo killer because you can literally just play this and blow 3 cards up for basically free.
True.
And you can literally just look like nothing happened. This is what I'm messing around with right now. I'm running 2 Rivalry of the Warlords because of the lock that's now going, the best lock ever for zombies, because it's actually shuts down most decks. And I run 1 Epidemic Eradicator Epidemic Virus because I want to play around with it and see if it ever comes up. And if it doesn't, I'll be pissed. That's the main deck so far. This is the extra deck. 1 Vampire Sucker. There was a game where literally, and this was like for fun, like this is just me testing it out. When I was testing for regionals, which I never went to, she comes up where her first effect, where you can tribute your opponent's monsters, will basically make you kaiju. So you can basically kaiju 2 monsters Beldrock right then and there on field. 1 Combo Extender, Summon Sorceress. She's very fucking good card.
It's a waifu.
I checked this in a while ago. Backstory is I pulled this card out and I was reading it, and since this deck is highly, you do want to see a lot of your synchro monsters, and a lot of your synchro plays are important in this deck, so you do want her because you want to keep your Necro Dragon or anything else in field. Obviously there'll be more, and she also makes fire a lot of your banish. She also has a quick effect, which I think is utterly broken. If you banish a synchro monster on your opponent's turn, you can use her quick effect and bring back a synchro monster from banishment. So it's so good, but I just never got to fully utilize her. For the Great Link 4s, 1 Tropological Bomber Dragon, 1 Borlo Dragon. This is going to be a Borrowed Sword when I get it, but just because it helps out, it unclogs a lot of the game, and it just makes things way easier.
Plus, if you can't do shit,
you can just go.
And I can't do shit in EQ, but I can still hit you.
It's basically, if you have nothing, you summon Borload, and then you swing, hopefully get game.
True.
The last the last Link monsters I play is Underclock Taker and Linkuriboh. Very great in this deck. I always end up seeing it at some point in my games. This is only to unclog for Link plays.
Explain what happened last time you used Linkuriboh.
Linkuriboh is broken because you can either go Bloom for Linkuriboh and get a free Beldrock, or if you want to be a dick, you play Instant Fusion, bring out something, a level 1. Obviously, you play Linkuriboh, you summon him, steal their monster, link him off for Linkuriboh, and you basically plussed. It's so fucking good. Like, and he also stops a lot of OTKs if you really think about it. Because there was a Solomon Gray player that I believe I played in a 24-round match. I Linkuriboh'd, and he was going to swing for game, and I used Linkuriboh to basically stop him from killing me.
Ooh.
For Synchros, I only run 3 because you only need these 3. Shonen Saga, Beezle, and 1 Necro Dragon. I used to have this at 2. Not worth it. But he is good at 1.
Because you can always bring it back.
You don't bring him back much,
Well,
but
I mean,
when
you
he's
could,
on the
though.
field, he makes a difference. Because if you blow up your opponent's monster with Zombie World, they are technically a zombie, and his effect lets you recur more of your monsters, too.
That's true.
So,
Plus, no matter who's field, as long as Zombie was on the field, Necro's getting stronger and stronger.
it depends. Because there are times where it gets frustrating, and he's very cloggy sometimes to me. At least to me, I'm not sure how anyone else plays. This is just my pure opinion. I would love to switch him out for possibly, like, the other one of them.
I have to actually copy if you need one.
Uh,
I can let you borrow it.
it's weird.
Yeah.
Shuri Nui Shogun Saga is amazing.
That girl or guy needs to stop, because that thing murders people.
The thing about him is that
Slayer.
he beats over everything. And by everything, I mean anything and everything. He is basically your way out of Chaos Max Dragon if it ever comes up. So, these are what you gotta play. Indestructibility is also why I play him. For fusion monsters, these are super poly targets. Because everything will be a zombie with Zombie World on field. He is always great to have in your deck. If you're playing another dark game, he is basically a giant Raigeki.
Just a classic for target monsters.
And not many people play him as much as I would hope to, but if you see Thunder Dragons, this is basically your best out. And he's amazing, because he needs a fusion monster, so if they slap Colossus, you play Super Poly and then watch him suffer. And the 1,000 Eyes Restrict. This has saved me so many times, it's not even funny. Like, there will be times where it's literally I can't beat over something, or I'm probably just gonna lose next turn. Instant Fusion him into Linkuriboh, go off, and it's amazing. Or you can actually just use him to beat over Crash and just go from there. And it's amazing. It's so good, and it's helped me in every single matchup that I had. So that's that. I do have a side deck. And in that side deck, it's gonna be very weird, so just go with me. 2 Inspector Borders. Because I have 1 in deck already, but this is mainly because I don't want to see the mirror match well, and that's the only thing I'm really scared about. I'm also scared about Thunder Dragons. And I'm pretty sure he can just delete them if he really wants to, because they need to activate in hand and everything. So you delete Thunder Dragons, you delete a good amount of Solomon Greats. A lot of meta decks revolve around monster effects, so he's just good to if you can shut down your deck in attempts to shut down theirs where they need it more. That's all that needs to be done. I do actually have a second Skullmeister in deck. I don't run him because I remember I clogged him at one point and he made me brick.
Oh,
So he's
damn.
good at 1. For decks that go all in on I play against an Orcus player. This is very good. You just stop all of her graveyard
Well,
effects.
any deck that does graveyard effects, really.
Yeah, but it's just Orcus is like being played a lot, but at least where I go. So I just side these in just because it's very good. Also, in case if mirror match, a lot of people play this. And for the traps, I run 1 deck Devastation Virus. I don't care because I have Epidemic now in there. So
It's
that's-
always good to have that.
It's always good to have a second. In case I'm playing against Thunder Dragons or Prank Kids, I play 2D barriers. Old, but still effective. I also play 3 Awakening of the Dragons in this side deck. This has saved me at one point in a locals because they would pop. They were playing artifacts before they twin twisted this and a artifact, and this had priority because of something that came up. I don't know what happened that day, but they shot this. The priority of this went off first, and I basically got my monster, and he could have beat over Beazle, so it was a free shot. And then I play 1 Imperial Order for Sky Strikers, Mind Drain for the Dangers, and Rivalry of Warlords. You never complain about Dangers because literally this deck has every out to it. And if you're and plus if you really want to, you can take out the. And I do recommend this for people who have Dangers but can't afford any of the other hand traps. You're most likely going to have the A2 Ashes and D2 Effect Failures. Take these out for Mothman. He helps you out a lot. It would help you out a lot. But in the side deck, these are amazing. I would probably just put this back in deck and put this back at 3 in my deck and take out the virus. But just for in general, these help out. There is a combo where, let's just say you just open hand Unizombie. Play the Unizombie, you discard whatever's in your hand. I had a hand where it's literally just Unizombie. I played Zombie, World Out, discarded this, got a free Beldrock. Uni sent these two for the sucker, and then I just constantly went off from there. There's obviously a lot more stuff in here. I can't go over everything now, but this is just like our first deck rig profile. But I do have a few shoutouts. Shout out to Nerdy Jersey, which is another YouTube channel that I actually have looked up. They're cool, and they also give me a reason to play this game a little more and making me believe in the New Jersey scene when it comes to card games. And also shout outs to my friend Matt, who supplied me with this great, if you could zoom out for a little bit, this amazing sexy mat. Sheki. Love my Gozuki Mizuki brothers. I love that Vampire Sucker's right here, looking, doing her thing. I love this mat so much. And also a shout out to, I do have one more shout out. Shout out to the John Wida from our team too. He helped me play test this and learn the ratios for all of this. And also shout out to Marcus, who is our another player, another teammate. They helped me out learn how to build this deck. Not learn how to build this deck, but they did teach me how to like learn the ratios, play testing a bunch, and getting over there. Also shout outs to Cedric. He's helping us with the videos, and we're gonna try our best to pump out videos for you guys. So this is Crow signing off.